2 Peter chapter 2. For those false prophets among them, just as are false teachers among you, who bring in destructive heresies and deny that the Lord has brought them in, and bring on themselves such destruction. For people join the destructive ways because of the way of truth that has been blasphemed. By covetousness they exploit you with deceptive words, and for a long time the judgment has not been added, and destruction does not slumber. For if the God did not spare the ancient world, but God did not spare the angels who sinned, but cast them down to hell to be delivered them to chains of darkness and to be reserved for judgment. For he did not spare the ancient world, but saved Noah, one of 8 people, a preacher of righteousness, and bringing in the flood on the ungodly. For he and the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah were filled with fire and ash, and he condemned them to destruction. And let us be an example to those who would afterward live ungodly. For righteous Lot, whose soul was being tormented from day to day, being oppressed by the wicked schemes. And the Lord knows how to deliver the ungodly out of temptation, and to put the unjust under punishment until the day of judgment. For they are presumptuous, self-willed, and are not afraid to speak the evil of dignitaries. Whereas the angels who are great in power and might do not bring a reviling accusation before them to the Lord. But the natural beasts made to be caught and destroyed, and they speak evil they do not understand, and they will utterly perish in their own corruption. For they carouse in the like the wages of unrighteousness, and they carouse in their own daytime, and they carouse in their own deceptions while they feast with you. And having eyes full of adultery, and testing unstable souls, and they're like accursed children. For they have forsaken the right way, and went into the way of Balaam the son of Beor, who loves the wages of unrighteousness. For he was crushed for his iniquity, his face is like the donkey's head, and his voice is like a man's voice, and he was restrained from the madness of a prophet. For these like rose without water, clouds carried by tempest, and the blackness, so that they may be reserved for the blackness like darkness. For they like great swelling words of emptiness, they like great swelling words of emptiness, they are loyal to the lust of the flesh and lewdness. And they promise them liberty to those who actually overcome, to those who live in error. For those who actually escape the pollutions of the world, the molten of the Lord Jesus Christ, and are again entangled and overcome. The latter end of the world is worse than the beginning. For it was better for them not to know the way of righteousness, because they turned away from the holy commandment that was delivered to them. For a true proverb says, a dog returns to its own vomit, and a soul being washed wallowing in her mire. Thank you.